Today wraps up the final day of my kids' spring break. Now, if you're like any other dad, this is one of those times where things get crazy, especially even post-corona, where you're probably maybe still working from home. Maybe you've switched to working from home, brings the kids home, that serenity of the kids being at school. All of those things get disturbed. Now, there's kind of two camps you could be in. You kind of could be in the camp where you leave the house. This is where you go all in. You go to Florida every year. Maybe you go on a week-long vacation. Or you're in our camp where you just try to keep the kids busy for 5 days. That is a camp that I am in. And this year, my wife was split with spring break from her school and our kids' school, so it didn't align to even do something together. So essentially, it was on me to keep the kids entertained for 5 days. And today wraps up that 5th day. A lot of the days, we had pretty simple things going on. We did the library. We checked out some things for lunch. We did some adventures and checked out those as well. Some days we just hung around. The weather was not good up here in Wisconsin. We actually had snow yesterday. We got 2 to 3 inches. Just crazy Wisconsin weather as well to season it up. But one thing that I am proud of, one thing that did work out well was we did a dad trip. I did a dad trip with another dad that I know who has 2 kids, and his kids go to our kids' school, and so it's all time together. And we went up to a simple hotel in a little bit north in Wisconsin. It had a pool in the middle of it, kind of like a water park pool, but nothing like an actual water park. Very simple slide, simple pool, hot tub, pirate ship, very simple stuff. But the kids absolutely loved it. And I've been to this hotel before, and there's something about a hotel that just gets kids excited. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't take much to get kids excited about a hotel. I don't know if it's a possibility. I don't know if it's a different place to put your head down. I don't know exactly what is the excitement, but I know that every time I mention one, they get excited. So it doesn't have to be very much. And so if you've anywhere, essentially now almost this is everywhere probably as well, where there's these massive water parks like Great Wolf, and these Great Wolf Lodge water parks are extremely expensive. Like for a weekend at spring break time, it could have been almost $1,000. And you still have to pay for everything once you even get your hotel room. Now, those water parks have a lot to offer. There's lots there to offer, but man, does that take a hit on the credit card. And so when you think about trying to design adventure, when you think about trying to find and design intention or memories, man, can I tell you, my mind often goes way too far. It calibrates way too like, oh, we got to go to these big places, and it's just something everybody does. We got to keep up with the Joneses mindset because they're doing it. We got to do it, and they're going to post it on Facebook, so I need to be able to have something to post on Facebook. But at the end of the day, it comes down to they just want something different. That pool, they absolutely loved it. Picked up some donuts at the Quick Trip on the way up there, had donuts for breakfast. We brought in pizza at night, and it was just 2 dads, 5 kids, and it was perfect. The kids absolutely loved it. Him and I sat in the hot tub. The kids played. The kids were in the hot tub. Like, it was just as good as it could be. Now, those moments aren't necessarily ones that happen naturally. There's a lot that has to go into it. You have to know a dad, one, that isn't the kind of the same boat where he's in charge of the kids, he's got the kids, and you know what? Take a break. Let the mom stay home. Let them just relax with empty house. Now, it sounds kind of a little bit crazy at the beginning, but there's a lot of comfort that come from an empty house of just like turning everything off and giving them that break to be off. So don't be afraid to pitch it and offer, hey, what would you think if I and this other dad, we did a dad trip? I encourage you to do it. In summer, you could do a camping trip. Those are almost probably a little bit easier to design, or feels maybe a little bit more natural. But I want to just encourage you, keep it simple. These ideas do not have to be really outlandish, and you can meet your feet wherever you are. Like, there was a part of me, we also did a urban air adventure park. If you've ever been to one of those, highly recommend those. A little expensive, 3 kids, $100 to get in there. But one thing that made us go to the hotel we were at was the urban air. Had we not done that, I probably would have just booked a hotel in the town where we're in and booked and spent the night there and had the kids play in the pool. Like, they don't care that it's 10 minutes from home. They just care that they're at a hotel and there's a pool. Like, it's this crazy, it's a crazy phenomenon. If you've never just booked a hotel in your own hometown and done it and just experienced it, like, you won't be able to tell the difference whether you're on a road trip or fighting the urge of like, oh, I'm so tired of driving all day. Where are we going to stay tonight? Like, just skip all that and focus on doing something super simple, but elevated in a way that you know the kids get excited about, like a hotel and a pool. It does not have to be complicated. A couple hotel hacks to dive in and bury in this episode. When you're looking at hotels, don't just assume that every hotel is the same. look on like one of the brand websites. I haven't seen necessarily like a choice hotel website, but I know Holiday Inn, which was the brand of hotel we stayed at, not every Holiday Inn has just a basic pool. A lot of those pools have something special. Even some of the Americans have this as well. When you look, I wasn't even, as we were trying to find where to stay, we were looking at hotels.com and I was literally only looking at the pool pictures. How different from ordinary was the pool? The more different it was from ordinary, the more likely I was to book. You can get really good rates at a hotel that's not a water park that has enough different than a regular square rectangular pool and still have some good stuff for the kids. Like this one that we random found years ago when our kids was way too young to ever do anything at a Great Wolf Lodge, and all they needed was a little waiting pool. There's so many hidden options right in the backyard in these hotels that you don't know because you just assume they all have the same pool. Don't just trust they have the same pool. Do a little bit of extra research. Also remember earlier, maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, I dropped an episode about hotels.com that I use hotels.com to book all of our travel for the family because that way I collect all the different hotel points and get rewards through hotels.com without any additional hassle. I don't have to pay hotels.com. I can still cancel just like normal, but I collect across the brands to one brand. And I don't have to be brand agnostic to Holiday Inn or Choice Hotels or Hilton or Marriott. Maybe you travel and you can get those bonus points and you can book your travel. But when you're traveling with the family, it's often a Holiday Inn or a Sleep Quality Inn or any of these random hotels that you find. So being able to play the game and actually get some juice out of these reward points can be difficult. So check out hotels.com as a way to collaborate all your hotel choices into one, and 10 nights get you one free night. So I'm just 2 nights away from getting my first free night with hotels.com. Also works out when you're booking trips for work as an entrepreneur. I often book there through hotels.com instead of using a different website because then again, the family gets the points and I don't have to worry about trying to solidify all my brand points into the same spot. That is all I have for you today. Think about your spring break. Think about how you can maybe have done it differently, or if your spring break is coming up, how can you create simple intention to figure it out? It doesn't take much. Just take a little bit of intention, a little bit of presence. And if you need some help, reach out, Ben at bencolay.com. If you need some information or these different ideas, adventure is such a simple word, can get really big really quick. Keep it simple, stupid, and you won't go wrong. Guys, that is all I have for you today. Have an amazing weekend, and we'll be back again on Monday to do it all over again.